Hello everybody, Scott373 coming at you live from my little rumpus room in here. Want to do a real quick video before the kids get up from a nap. Just wanted to take time out to talk to you about people out there who often make the mistake with guitars. They try to date their guitars based on these right here, the potentiometers or the volume pot, tone pot, whatever. Fender, I really want to kind of use them as a good illustration. Some people, have tried that before and it didn't work out too well. I mean, even the serial numbers on some of the necks of your Fenders are not necessarily when that Fender was made. That's when the neck was made, and they just stamped it. Leo Fender didn't really put a whole lot of credence into using serial numbers as a historic thing. He used it as a more of a production thing, which is what they're there for. Really, there wasn't any significance till after, I believe, he made his 100,000th Fender. If there's any Fender enthusiast out there, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he started the numbers over again in late '62 and put the L next to the serial number, and that kind of had a little bit of significance to it on the back of the neck plate. But however, Fender did not really use or put too much credence into serial numbers as a historic thing. Leo Fender was really huge into making his guitars with as little cost as possible. They cranked out necks, they cranked out bodies, they assembled some of the electronics were already attached to the pick guard, ready to slap on, ready to go to get out the door. Of course, there was quality inspections and things like that. However, really, the thing is that a lot of the necks sometimes wouldn't make it to a body, for a couple of months. They would just hang there, and it could be even longer than that. So, it's really hard to tell exactly when a Fender was made. You always know when the neck was stamped or when it was made. That date will be on there. So, but the biggest mistake of all, and that's not really an insult. If you use the neck serial number, that's fine. But it just doesn't tell you exactly how old that body is. But potentiometers is where you make your mistake big time. I've talked to guys who've been Fender dealers for years, and they will tell you right off the cuff, do not rely on dates on potentiometers, because the problem with that is when guys like Fender or Gibson, when they would buy their volume pots and tone pots, they would buy them and they would buy the barrelfuls. Sometimes they would buy a supply of them that would last 2, 3, sometimes 4 production years. And when people sit there and look at, oh, that's a '62, no, not necessarily. That then maybe maybe just some spares they had sitting around on your '64. Oh, that's a 71. No, not necessarily. It might be they just haven't gotten to the 74s yet. They haven't quite used those supplies yet. So just remember that the next time when someone says, hey, check the date on your potentiometers, check the volume pot to see when the date was. That couldn't be more totally the wrong thing to do. It couldn't be even more wrong. So just tell them, hey, look, we'll just have to go to somebody who knows a lot about this guitar, or I'll do a serial number lookup to get an idea of when it was made. But otherwise, don't go along with the volume pots. In the meantime, I wanted to keep this video short. I know it's only about not even 5 minutes, but subscribe to the channel. Click like if you want to. Put your comments below, and I look forward to making another video very, very soon. Scott373, we're out of here. Take care, everybody.